What's up guys, Christian here, and today I'm going to show you how to unlock your Samsung Galaxy S8. I just got this phone straight from the factory, and today I'm going to show you how to unlock it. Just go ahead and grab your phone, and we're going to get the IMEI number of the phone. So we're going to dial *#06#, and as you will see, the 15-digit IMEI number will appear in your screen. So this is very important, guys. We're going to use this number to generate the unlock code to unlock this phone, okay? So keep it somewhere close. Now we're going to switch to a computer. Go to your internet browser, see that it says short instructions on how to enter this unlock code. It says that the code is ready, but the most important part is the actual unlock code. So this right here is what we're gonna use to unlock this phone. Now keep in mind that this exact same code will not work for your phone because it only works for one specific phone based on your IMEI number. So anyways, I'm gonna show you how to enter this unlock code. It's super simple. So I'm gonna switch cameras back to the phone. So make sure that your phone is fully turned off, and you're gonna have to insert a non-supported SIM card. My phone is from AT&T, so I'm going to use a different provider like T-Mobile, Telus, or any other. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and insert this SIM card in, and once your phone has detected that you have inserted a non-supported SIM card, it will require you to enter this unlock code. So I'm just going to go ahead, insert it here, and we're going to power on the phone. So after a few seconds, you will see the screen requesting the network unlock code. So we're going to go ahead and insert this unlock code here, make sure it is 100% correct, and then you're gonna hit where it says unlock. Perfect, SIM network unlock successful. That means that the code was accepted, and now we have a fully factory unlocked phone. Now your phone is gonna restart, it's gonna take a few seconds. So once your phone is on, you should get a full signal of your new carrier. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's how you unlock a Samsung Galaxy S8. I hope this video helped you unlock your phone. If it did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below. By the way guys, if you haven't checked out the drop test video, go ahead and click it here to watch the drop test from 1,000 feet. We're also giving away a free Samsung Galaxy S8. So make sure you also watch this video because I'll tell you how you can win it there. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Take care.
LG's G6 just beat out the Google Pixel in our testing to become the king of smartphone cameras. It didn't have too much time to rest though, because here comes the Samsung Galaxy S8. It's time for another head-to-head showdown, this time in Las Vegas. First, let's talk specs. LG G6's main shooter sports a 13 megapixel sensor, an f1.8 lens, and optical image stabilization. Samsung's camera is largely the same from last year, with a 12 megapixel sensor, an f1.7 lens, and dual pixel autofocus. All the specs look good on paper, but that's why we take them out to test in real-world scenarios. I'll also add that I'm testing these cameras the way most people use them, in auto mode. That means straight out of the pocket, using the stock app with HDR set on auto. The only setting I'm changing is megapixel count, going for the full resolution of each camera. Now that we've covered that, let's move on to the test results. The main areas I'm focusing on are color, clarity, and range. First up is color, and what I'm looking for here is accuracy, vividness, and how the camera balances color temperature. Samsung has a history of really pushing saturation, and while I can happily say they've eased off on it, the S8 really stumbles with color temperature. SFO is too blue on the S8, yet accurate on the G6. Even in this complex lighting scenario, LG still gets it right, allowing for both the cool table light and warm ceiling lights to show up, whereas the S8 is all orange. Since we were in Vegas for the NAB convention, there were color charts everywhere, and once again, the S8 was inaccurate on color temperature. But this last example is important. Yes, the S8 takes a more pleasing photo, but the G6 is more accurate even if a bit dull. The G6 is able to capture more variations of color in the grass than the S8, and that's key. So even though Samsung improved its image processing since last year's model, it's not good enough. This category goes to the LG G6. Let's move to clarity. And here I'm looking for not only the overall crispness of the picture, but how the phone uses its sharpening and noise reduction. This category was a closer competition, with both phones holding their own in bright light. I only give the slight edge to the G6 because of the moire patterns on these shutters present in the S8's photo. Checking out this macro shot reveals a bit of a different story, with the S8 showing clearer text on the chips. In lower light, the S8 pulls even further ahead, retaining more texture in the dark areas. And to my surprise, even after the G6 blew away the Google Pixel in low light tests, it really struggled with this super dark scene. As great as the G6's optical image stabilization is, Samsung's is just better. Even though it's close in bright light, I have to give this category to the Samsung Galaxy S8. The last category is range. Here I'm looking for how much light information the camera is able to capture, and how it chooses to expose for the scene. The histogram is our friend in this category, and here's the basic way to read it. All of the information on the right side of the histogram represents the bright areas of the image, while the left side represents all of the dark areas of the image. You want the exposure to fall somewhere in between, otherwise you start to lose information. This first photo is pretty simple, but shares an overarching theme I noticed between the two phones. Looking at the histogram, we see the dynamic range is pretty similar, but the S8 exposed a bit higher than the G6. Not necessarily a bad thing for this shot, so let's move on. Here again the G6 is a bit darker than the S8, and we can see that in the histogram. But we also start to see that we're losing information in the highlights. Once again, not horrible for this shot, but it's starting to worry me. We move on to this next scene and we finally start to see a problem. Zooming in on the table here, we're losing the objects that have a spotlight on them, whereas the G6 is protecting those highlights while still retaining enough info in the shadows. And we keep seeing this trend play out. Both phones are very close in how they expose, but the S8 pushes it a bit too much and loses highlights, blending these TVs together. But it's this last shot that really shows the dynamic range of the G6. The S8 actually underexposed here, but still wasn't able to retain the highlights. The G6 handles the scene like a champ, holding info in the highlights and the lowlights. So I'm giving the range category to the LG G6. Well, the results are in, and the G6 takes the color and range categories, while the S8 takes it in clarity. With 2 out of 3, the LG G6 is the winner. I am really impressed by how much Samsung has improved their photo processing, making it not only visually pleasing, but technically adept. But LG shines in too many scenarios, really nailing the balance between appealing to people who just want to shoot and post a photo, and professionals who desire more flexibility, all while featuring a second lens and having an awesome stock photo app. So LG's G6 continues to be our smartphone camera king and will go on to defend its crown against another smartphone. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next fight.